The clues that prove a husband was lying. Scott Peterson and Chris watch side by side. Picture this. Two men, both the picture of the perfect husband, standing in front of news cameras, their voices trembling as they beg for their missing families to come home. Scott Peterson and Chris, what's it everyone fooled? Charming, devoted, heartbroken. But beneath those carefully crafted facades, a web of lies was unraveling. Secret recordings, suspicious alibis, chilling physical evidence, and their own bizarre behaviors exposed them as something far darker than loving spouses. Welcome to Dark Truths, true crime stories, where we peel back the layers of the cases that shock us to the core. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and buckle up for a deep, detailed journey. Over 30 minutes long, through the clues that prove Scott Peterson and Chris what were lying and how their stories mirror each other in the most chilling ways. Let's dive into the darkness together. The cases, a snapshot of deception. It's Christmas Eve, 2002, in Modesto, California, a quiet suburban town where holiday lights twinkle and families gather. Lacey Peterson, 8 months pregnant with her son Connor, vanishes from her home on Covina Avenue. Her husband, Scott, a 30-year-old fertilizer salesman, tells police he was fishing at Berkeley Marina, 90 miles away. For months later, Lacey and Connor's bodies wash up near his fishing spot, turning a missing persons case into a murder investigation that grips the nation. Fast forward to August 13, 2018, in Frederick, Colorado, a growing community north of Denver. Shannon Watts, 34, 15 weeks pregnant, and her daughters Bella, 4, and Celeste, 3, disappear after a late-night return from a business trip. Her husband, Chris, 33, a quiet oil field worker, pleads on local news for their safe return, only to confess days later to their murders. Both men projected flawless images. Scott, the charming, handsome husband with a bright smile. Chris, the soft-spoken dad posting loving family photos on Facebook. But beneath these facades, clues like shaky alibis, secret mistresses, financial pressures, and damning physical evidence unraveled their lies. A 2022 Oxygen article draws chilling parallels. Both committed family annihilations, killing their wives and children to escape their lives. The media frenzy, Dateline for Scott, American Murder for Chris, amplified every detail, turning public sympathy into rage. These cases aren't just about crime. They're about betrayal, deception, and fragility of trust. They force us to question how well we know those closest to us and what lies behind a perfect smile. Have you ever trusted someone who seemed flawless, only to discover their secrets? Could these men have fooled you at first glance? What does it take for a lie to destroy a family? Scott's alibi, the fishing trip that didn't add up. Scott Peterson's alibi was simple. On December 24, 2002, he left his Modesto home around 9:30 a.m. to fish at Berkeley Marina, a 90-mile drive west. He told police he was after sturgeon, spent about 90 minutes on the water, and returned home by 4:30 p.m., leaving a voicemail for Lacey at 2:15 p.m. saying he was on his way back, according to a 2003 Modesto Police Department report. But the story crumbled under scrutiny. His boat, a 14-foot aluminum game fisher purchased just weeks earlier, was too small and unstable for San Francisco Bay's rough waters, as marine biologist Dr. Michael McGowan testified in 2004. A 2003 Modesto Bee investigation found no fish scales, bait residue, or tackle were on the boat, casting doubt on Scott's claim of a casual fishing trip. The timeline was tight, driving 180 miles round trip, plus fishing, in under 7 hours on a holiday with traffic. Lacey's stepfather, Ron Gransky, told Court TV in 2004 that Scott's sudden decision to fish, when Lacey was planning a Christmas Eve family dinner, was completely out of character. Neighbors reported seeing Scott load his truck early that morning, but no one saw him at the marina except a vague witness who recalled a man resembling him, per a 2003 police statement. The 2:15 p.m. voicemail, played on Dateline in 2003, sounded oddly formal to investigators, with Scott saying, "Hey, beautiful, I'm heading home," lacking the panic you'd expect if his wife was missing. Lacey's family noted she was expecting him to help with holiday prep, making the trip seem like a convenient excuse. Was Scott's fishing story a hastily crafted alibi, or did he believe it will hold up? Imagine planning a holiday with your spouse, only for them to vanish. Have you ever questioned someone's whereabouts when their story didn't add up? Could a last-minute trip hide a sinister plan? What's the psychology behind a flimsy alibi? Chris's alibi, the missing family claim. What's alibi was equally shaky. On August 13, 2018, he told Frederick police in Denver 7 that Shanann and their daughters, Bella and Celeste, left their home after a late-night argument. Shanann had returned from a business trip at 2 a.m., and Chris claimed he woke up to find them gone, pleading on TV, "I just want them back home safe." But neighbor Nate, trying to stick a security footage, aired in a 2018 CBS Colorado report, told a different story. At 5:27 a.m., it captured Chris backing his work truck into the garage and loading it alone. No sign of Shanann or the girls leaving. The footage, grainy but damning, showed him making multiple trips, suggesting he was hiding something heavy. Police found no evidence of the family leaving, no neighbor sightings, no car movement, no phone activity. Shanann's purse, phone, and keys were still at home, per a 2018 police report. Chris's work truck GPS, detailed in a 2019 TBI report, showed he drove to a remote oil site at 5:46 a.m., contradicting his story. Shanann's friend, Nicole Atkinson, sensed trouble when Shanann missed a doctor's appointment and alerted police within hours for the 2020 American Murder Netflix documentary. The speed of suspicion was fueled by these inconsistencies. Chris's claim and argument felt like a weak cover. Shanann's text to friends, per a 2018 People report, showed she suspected Chris was distant but not that she'd leave. Was Chris banking on a small town overlooking his lies? Have you ever caught a lie through a neighbor's watchful eye? Could a camera unravel a killer's story? What's the flaw in a rushed alibi that falls apart in hours? The Mistress evidence, Amber Frey's recordings. Amber Frey, a 27-year-old single mother and massage therapist, entered Scott Peterson's life in November 2002 after a blind date arranged by a friend. Scott told her he was a widower, a lie that unraveled when Lacey vanished. Suspicious after seeing Scott on news reports, Amber contacted Modesto police and agreed to record their calls. Starting December 31st, 2002. Over 29 hours, spanning weeks, Scott spun a web of lies, claiming to be in Paris, Maine, or at New Year's parties, even as he attended Lacey's vigils. Per 2003 San Francisco Chronicle report, in one call, aired on 2020 and 2003, Scott flirted, saying, "I'm sipping wine in Brussels, living the high life," while volunteers searched for Lacey in Modesto. The tapes were chilling, no grief, just a man seemingly carefree. A 2004 New York Times article called him devastating to Scott's defense, suggesting a motive. He wanted freedom for a new life with Amber. Lacey's family, hearing the tapes, felt gut-punched. Sharon Rochas wrote in her 2005 book for Lacey that Scott's voice made my skin crawl. Amber's tearful testimony in 2004 humanized her, though some media painted her as a scandalous other woman. Online forums like web sleuths exploded, with users calling Scott a pathological liar. The tapes shifted public perception, turning sympathy into disgust. Was Amber's courage the key to exposing Scott's true nature? Have you ever heard a recording that revealed someone's true self? Could a mistress's bravery crack a case wide open? What's the power of a voice caught in a lie? The Mistress evidence, Nichol Kessinger's texts. Nichol Kessinger, a 30-year-old geologist at Anadarko Petroleum, met Chris Watts in June 2018, believing he was separated. Their affair escalated quickly, with romantic dates and late-night texts. When Shanann and the girls disappeared, Nichol grew suspicious and contacted police, turning over 62 pages of text messages, per a 2018 Oxygen report. Text from July 2018 showed Chris planning a fresh start, saying, "I want a life with you, no complications," per a 2019 Denver Post. Another message hinted at leaving Sean and, "This isn't working. I need to be free." Nichols' 3-hour police interview in Polygraph, detailed in a 2018 TBI report, exposed Chris's lies about his marriage being over. Unlike Amber Frey, Nichol avoided the spotlight, fearing media backlash, but her texts were damning, suggesting Chris killed to escape his family. Social media, especially Reddit, speculated wildly about her involvement, despite her cooperation. A 2019 Denver Post article noted her regret. "I didn't know the truth until it was too late." The text, combined with Chris's confession, painted a motive of betrayal. Did Nichols' evidence tip the scales against Chris? Can a text message unravel a murderer's plan? Have you seen digital proof change a case's course? What's the weight of a lover's words in court? Physical evidence, Scott's boat and weights. In April 2003, Lacey and Connor's bodies washed ashore near Point Isabel, just miles from Berkeley Marina, where Scott claimed to fish. The location was a bombshell, too close to his alibi to be chance, per a 2004 court TV report. Investigators found homemade concrete anchors in Scott's boat, with one missing, suggesting he used it to weigh Lacey's body, per trial testimony. A single hair, matching Lacey's DNA, was found in the boat's pliers, per a 2004 forensic report. The boat, a 14-foot game fisher, showed no signs of fishing, no bait, no scales, no tackle where, per a 2003 Modesto B. Prosecutors argued Scott made the anchors in his warehouse, where concrete bags were found. Per a 2004 trial exhibit, divers recovered similar concrete debris in the bay, strengthening the case. Sharon Rochas told Dateline in 2004 he chose that spot because he knew it. The physical evidence painted a picture of premeditation, contradicting Scott's spontaneous fishing story. Media outlets like Nancy Grace called the boat a floating crime scene. Was the missing anchor the silent witness to Scott's guilt? Can a single object tell a killer's story? Have you seen physical evidence speak louder than words? What's the clue in a piece of concrete? Physical evidence, Chris's burial site. On August 15, 2018, after failing a polygraph, Chris Watts led police to Survey 319, a remote Anadarko oil site where he worked. Sean N. was found in a shallow grave, Bella and Celeste in separate crude oil tanks, per a 2018 CNN report. The discovery was gut-wrenching. Detective Dave Baumhover told the Denver Post in 2019, "Those tanks were a nightmare to see." Chris's work truck GPS, per a 2019 CBS Colorado report, showed he arrived at the site at 5:46 a.m. on August 13th, contradicting his claim that Sean N. and the girls left home. Forensic evidence was airtight. Soil samples matched the grave and oil residue coated the girls' bodies, per 2018 trial testimony. The tank's narrow hatches required effort to access, suggesting calculation, not panic. A co-worker, Anthony Zupek, testified in 2018 that Chris's early arrival was unusual for a routine shift. The American Murder documentary, 2020, showed aerial footage of the desolate site, amplifying its horror. Why choose such a brutal hiding place? Was it familiarity with the site or a cold attempt to erase his family? Have you seen a workplace become a crime scene? Can a GPS trail unravel a killer's lie? What's the chilling truth behind a hidden grave? Behavioral clues, Scott's detached demeanor. Scott Peterson's lack of emotion was a glaring clue. In a January 2003 Good Morning America interview, he spoke about Lacey's disappearance with flat, robotic tone, saying, "I'm not giving up hope," without tears or urgency, per 2003 ABC News transcript. Detective Albro Keeney, in 2004 testimony, described Scott as attached, noting he ate pizza, drank milk, and did laundry hours after Lacey vanished, per 2003 police report. These mundane actions, while Lacey's family organized frantic searches, baffled investigators. Lacey's sister, Amy Rocha, told Dateline in 2004, "He didn't join us in the streets. He just stood there." Neighbors echoed this, per a 2003 Modesto B, saying Scott seemed uninvolved, avoiding vigils. Media outlets like Nancy Grace replayed his interviews, with analysts like Dr. Lillian Glass calling his demeanor sociopathic for its lack of grief. Sharon Rocha wrote in for Lacey, 2005, "His calmness felt like a slap in the face." Was Scott's composure a personality quirk or a sign of guilt? Did he think he could outsmart everyone? Have you ever seen someone too calm in a crisis? Can behavior alone betray a lie? What's the psychology behind a stoic facade? Behavioral clues, Chris's detached demeanor. Chris Watts' behavior raised similar red flags. In his August 13, 2018 Denver 7 interview, he stood on his porch, pleading for Shauna and the girl's return, but his body language was off. Slight smiles, fidgeting hands, and a rehearsed tone. Body language expert Susan Constantine, on Inside Edition in 2018, called it duping delight, suggesting Chris was subconsciously pleased with his deception. His quick confession after failing a polygraph on August 15th, per 2018 People report, raised questions. Why maintain the lie for days, only to crack so fast? Co-workers at Anadarko, per 2018 TBI report, said Chris acted normal on August 13th, chatting about work and showing no distress. Shanann's friend Nicole Atkinson told ABC News in 2018, "He didn't seem worried at all when I called him." Reddit users dissected his interview, pointing to micro-expressions like pursed lips and averted eyes. The American Murder documentary highlighted his odd calm, contrasting the Rzuceks grief. Was Chris's demeanor a calculated act, or was he numb from his own actions? How does a smile in tragedy reveal deceit? Have you spotted a liar's tell in someone's face? What's the sign of a killer's composure? The polygraph test, Scott's refusal. Scott Peterson's refusal to take a polygraph test was a pivotal clue. In January 2003, Modesto police asked him to submit to one, but he declined, citing emotional stress and advice from his lawyer, Kirk McAllister, per a 2003 Modesto Bee report. Detective John Bueller told Court TV in 2004 that innocent spouses typically agree to clear their names. Lacey's family, especially Sharon Rocha, pleaded with Scott to take it, per a 2005 book for Lacey. His refusal became a media lightning rod, with Fox News in 2003 airing segments questioning his innocence. Online forums like CourtTV.com buzzed with speculation, with users calling it a guilty man's dodge. A 2004 Court TV analyst noted that while polygraphs aren't admissible in court, refusals shape public and police perception. Scott's excuse, "I'm too emotional right now," rang hollow, given his calm demeanor. Was he avoiding a test he knew he'd fail, or was it a strategic move to avoid scrutiny? Can refusing a test scream guilt louder than words? Have you seen someone dodge the truth out of fear? What's the psychology of evasion? The polygraph test, Chris's failure. Chris Watt agreed to a polygraph on August 15th, 2018, but his failure was a case-breaker. Administered by FBI agent Tammy Lee and Frederick, the test focused on Shanann's whereabouts. Questions like, "Did you harm your family?" show clear deception with erratic heart rate and breathing, per a 2018 TBI report. Within hours, Chris confessed to killing Sean and Bella and Celeste, though he initially lied, claiming Sean and killed the girls, a story debunked by autopsies, per a 2018 CNN report. The polygraph, detailed in the 2020 American Murder documentary, was a turning point. Lee noted Chris's physical signs, sweating, fidgeting, contrasted his earlier TV calm, per a 2019 Denver Post. Social media exploded with hashtag polygraph fail, with Twitter users posting, "He cracked under pressure." The test results, combined with a confession, sealed his fate. Could Chris have passed with better preparation, Or was the truth too heavy to hide? How does a machine expose a liar's heart? Have you seen pressure crack a facade? What's the power of a failed polygraph? Financial motives, Scott's life insurance. Financial strain was a quiet but powerful clue in Scott's case. A $250,000 life insurance policy on Lacey, taken out in 2001, became a focal point per a 2004 trial exhibit. Prosecutors argued it was a motive. Scott faced $23,000 in credit card debt and business struggles at Trade Corp, per a 2003 San Francisco Chronicle report. His spending on Amber Frey, lavish dinners, a $2,000 diamond ring, trips to Fresno, added pressure, per 2004 testimony. Sharon Rochas told 2020 in 2005 that Scott never disclosed a policy, which he found suspicious. Prosecutors suggested he killed Lacey to collect a payout and escape debt, per a 2004 People article. Post-disappearance, Scott rented a San Diego apartment and bought a new car, actions that seemed reckless for a grieving husband. The policy, combined with his affair, painted a picture of a man desperate for a new start. Was money the spark that ignited his plan? Can debt drive someone to murder? Have you seen money corrupt a life? What's the clue in a hidden insurance payout? Financial motives, Chris's money struggles. The Watts family was drowning in financial stress, $70,000 in debt from credit cards, medical bills, and a 2015 bankruptcy, per a 2018 court filing. Chris's text to Nichol Kessinger, per a 2019 Denver Post, revealed his anxiety. "I can't keep up with bills and kids. It's suffocating." Prosecutors argued he killed to avoid child support and alimony, free himself for a new life with Nichol, per 2018 trial testimony. Shanann's Thrive business, earning thousands monthly, contrasted Chris's stagnant $60,000 a year oil job for the 2020 American Murder documentary. A 2018 TBI report noted their looming foreclosure, adding tension. Social media posts from Shanann, per a 2018 People report, showed her worrying about finances. Was Chris's desperation for a fresh start the motive behind his unthinkable act? How does financial stress push someone evil? Could debt have been a warning sign for Shanann? What's the link between money and murder? Financial motives, Scott's money struggles. Scott Peterson's financial troubles were a silent but critical clue in unraveling his lies. A $250,000 life insurance policy on Lacey, taken out in 2001, became a focal point per a 2004 trial exhibit. Prosecutors argued it was a motive. Scott was buried under $23,000 in credit card debt and struggling with his failing fertilizer business. Trade Corp, per 2003 San Francisco Chronicle report. His spending on Mistress Amber Frey, lavish dinners, a $2,000 diamond ring, trips to Fresno, piled on the pressure, per 2004 testimony. Lacey's family was stunned. Sharon Rochas, in her 2005 book for Lacey, wrote, "He hid the debt and the policy from us." Prosecutors said Scott killed Lacey to collect a payout and escape his troubles, per a 2004 People article. After Lacey vanished, he rented a San Diego apartment and bought a used Mercedes, odd moves for a grieving husband, per a 2003 Modesto B. A 2023 Psychology Today article notes financial stress can push men like Scott to extreme acts to erase problems. Social media forums like Websleuths buzzed, with users posting, "He killed for the money." Scott's actions post-disappearance. Fleeing to Mexico with dyed hair and $10,000, per a 2003 police report, suggested he planned to vanish with the payout. Sharon told 2020 in 2005, his spending was like he had no worries. Was the insurance policy his ticket to a new life? Did debt drive him to murder? Imagine the weight of hidden debt while pretending all is well. Have you seen money troubles push someone to desperation? Could Lacey have sensed Scott's financial panic? What's the link between debt and a killer's motive? The search for bodies, Scott's proximity. When Lacey and Connor's bodies washed ashore near Point Isabel in April 2003, just miles from Berkeley Marina where Scott claimed to fish, the coincidence was damning. A 2004 court TV report called the location the nail in Scott's coffin. Divers found concrete debris in the bay matching homemade anchors from Scott's warehouse. Per 2004 trial testimony, one anchor was missing from his boat, suggesting he used it to weigh Lacey's body. Per 2003 Modesto B. Forensic analysis confirmed a hair in the boat's pliers matched Lacey's DNA, tying her to the vessel. The body's condition decomposed after months underwater, aligned with Scott's December 24th fishing trip. Per a 2004 coroner's report, Sharon Rochas told Dateline in 2004 he knew exactly where they were. That's why he went there. Prosecutors argued the marina was no random choice. It was a planned disposal site, accessible and familiar to Scott, a boating enthusiast. Media outlets like Nancy Grace hammered the point, with pundits asking, how could it be coincidence? The physical evidence turned Scott's alibi into a spotlight on his guilt. Was the bay his perfect hiding place, or his biggest mistake? Can a crime scene's location scream guilt louder than any confession? Have you seen a coincidence turn into undeniable evidence? What's the power of a body found too close to an alibi? The search for bodies, Chris's work site. Chris Watt's confession on August 15, 2018, led police to Survey 319, a remote Anadarko oil site in Weld County, Colorado. Sean Ann was found in a shallow grave Bella and Celeste stuffed into 8-foot crude oil tanks, per a 2018 CNN report. The brutality shocked investigators. Detective Dave Baumhover told the Denver Post in 2019, "Those tanks were a nightmare. I'll never unsee it." Chris's work truck GPS. Per a 2019 TBI report, placed him at the site at 5:46 a.m. on August 13th, contradicting his claim that the family left home. Forensic evidence was ironclad. Soil samples matched the grave, and oil residue coated the girls' bodies, per 2018 trial testimony. The tank's narrow 8-inch hatches required deliberate effort to access, suggesting premeditation, not panic. A co-worker, Anthony Zupek, testified in 2018 that Chris's early arrival was unusual, and his calm demeanor that day stood out. The American Murder documentary, 2020, showed the site's desolation, amplifying the horror. Why choose such a grim, industrial hiding place? Was it Chris's familiarity with the site, or a cold calculation to erase his family? Have you seen a workplace twisted into a crime scene? Can a familiar location betray a killer's intent? What's the clue in a chosen grave? Family reactions, the Rochas doubts. Lacey's family, the Rochas, were among the first to doubt Scott's story. Sharon Rochas, Lacey's mother, wrote in her 2005 book for Lacey that his calm demeanor during searches felt wrong from day one. On December 24, 2002, as volunteers scoured Modesto, Scott stayed on the sidelines, answering questions methodically but showing no tears. Per a 2003-2020 interview, Lacey's brother, Brent Rochas, told Dateline in 2004 he never cried, not once, while we were falling apart. Their public pleas, aired on ABC News in 2003, contrasted Scott's detachment, begging for Lacey's return with raw emotion. Sharon's tearful interviews humanized Lacey, making Scott's lies more monstrous. A 2003 Modesto Bee report noted their frustration when Scott refused a polygraph, fueling their distrust. The Rochas' grief, amplified by media, swayed public opinion, with vigils drawing thousands. Online forums like Web Sleuths echoed their anger, calling Scott heartless. Was their gut instinct the first crack in his facade? Can a family's intuition unravel a lie? Have you trusted your gut about someone's true nature? What's the power of a mother's doubt in the face of deception? Family reactions, the Rzuceks outrage. Shanann's family, the Rzuceks, were unrelenting in exposing Chris Watts' lies. Frankie Rzuceks, Shanann's brother, posted on Facebook in 2019, per People Report, demanding focus on Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, not Chris's pathetic lies. Their March 2019 Dr. Phil appearance was heart-wrenching. Sandy Rzuceks said he didn't even look for them. He knew where they were. Their raw grief contrasted Chris's TV pleas, which seemed hollow in hindsight. Shanann's text to friends, per a 2018 ABC News report, showed her sensing Chris's emotional distance weeks before her death, adding weight to the Rzuceks' accusations. Their public statements, amplified by hashtag #JusticeForShanann on Twitter, fueled outrage, with thousands of posts demanding accountability. A 2020 Vox analysis noted their media presence shifted focus to the victims, making Chris's detachment more glaring. Could their voices have accelerated his confession? How do families fight for justice through their pain? Can a loved one's grief sway public opinion? What's the role of a victim's family in unmasking a liar? The parallels, alibis, and mistresses. Scott Peterson and Chris Watts followed eerily similar playbooks. Both relied on flimsy alibis, Scott's fishing trip, Chris's claim the family left. Both had mistresses who exposed their motives. Amber Frey's tapes and Nichol Kessinger's texts revealed desires to escape family life for new romances. A 2022 Crime Reads article notes a pattern. Both saw affairs as a path to freedom, using lies to cover murders. Scott's marina trip and Chris's oil site visit were too convenient, tied directly to the bodies' locations. Amber and Nichol, though different in their public roles, provided critical evidence of betrayal. Media amplified these parallels. Dateline for Scott, American Murder for Chris, turning personal betrayals into national scandals. Social media, from 2000s forums to 2018 Twitter, cemented their infamy. Are mistresses a common thread in these cases? Have you noticed patterns in true crime stories? Could affairs be the spark that ignites a killer's plan? What's the lesson in these mirrored betrayals? The parallels, behavioral clues, and evidence. The parallels extend beyond alibis and affairs. Both men showed chilling detachment. Scott's robotic TV interviews, Chris's odd smiles on Denver 7. Physical evidence tied them to their crimes. Lacey's body near Scott's marina, Shanann's at Chris's work site. Polygraphs were pivotal. Scott refused, Chris failed. Media played a massive role, with Nancy Grace dissecting Scott's demeanor and American Murder, exposing Chris's lies, per a 2022 Vox analysis. Both cases highlight how behavior and evidence intertwine to reveal guilt. Their calm facades, financial pressures, and calculated cover-ups suggest a shared psychology. A 2023 Psychology Today article notes family annihilators often mask narcissism with normalcy. Do these cases warn us to watch for subtle signs in those we trust? Can history repeat in true crime? Are these clues universal red flags for guilt? What's the warning in these chilling parallels? Clues that unmask monsters. Scott Peterson and Chris Watts built elaborate lies to hide their crimes, but the clues? Shaky alibis, damning mistress evidence, physical proof, and their own detached behaviors tore their facades apart. These cases remind us that truth has a way of surfacing, no matter how deep the deception. From Lacey and Connor to Shanann, Bella, and Celeste, the victim stories endure, urging us to question appearances and seek justice. Thanks for joining us on this journey through dark truths, true crime stories. Like, comment what clue hit you hardest, and subscribe for more chilling tales that uncover the truth. Until next time, keep your eyes open, hold your loved ones close, and never stop seeking the answers.